think the technical difficulties are over with. I think I fixed it. Yeah, it's fixed, it's fixed, it's fixed. It's fixed. We about to get started in 1 second. There we go. We fixed. Right before I went live, this damn thing made me do an update. And I did the little install relaunch. And it messed up my audio. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Told y'all before I went live, I was like, oh crap, I got a update. You know the little update to your systems install relaunch? Yeah, but they installed and relaunched my audio in a messed up direction. Let me get my music right. Let me make sure my backtrack is good. All right, cool. My backtrack is good. That's some bullshit. And it kept going too. I'm over here thinking I'm stopping this shit and it keep going. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Excuse I hate bad sound. I hate bad sound. That had me fucked up for like 2 minutes. Anyway, what's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I appreciate all y'all for joining. We're gonna talk today about we're gonna talk today about what's going on in South Africa. We haven't really been talking too much about South Africa because me personally, I stay out of other people's business. That ain't my business. They internal affairs. So I generally stay out of it because it has nothing to do with me. But I was watching Oshay Duke Jackson's King Ganda Network, and he put on a really good show. I think it's from a couple days ago, but I watched it this morning, and he was making some really, really, really good points about what's going on over there locally. And I thought that, this would be a good episode to break down and sort of use that to show what's going on here with us locally. Because there is a common theme that I'm seeing here starting to emerge. There's a common theme that I'm starting to see emerge here. And so I want to talk about that. But even before I do that, welcome chat. Welcome chat. Hold on, I'm doing one more thing. One second. I was gonna. Let me see. I'm just making sure I put this. I make sure I have I'm making sure that I have the link to this video in the description because I want to make sure that I give credit to the video that I watched so y'all can see it. But with that being said, what's up, chat room? What's up, Scotty? What's up, Easy Eye? What's up, everybody that's in the chat? I don't see everybody right now. Because oh crap. There we go. I don't see everybody right now. Here we go. There we go. Audio's off. Now I can see y'all in the chat. What's up, BZ? What's up, Mr. Smoke? Boris Shock. What's up, Monique? Shayla? I told you I'm having some issues. Like right when I went live, this shit made me update. So now things are just out of place. And I just had an update like 2 weeks ago. Whatever. What's up, Emmanuel? What's up, everybody that's in the chat? Street Nasty. Can't get to everybody. What's up, Manny? Derek, folks. Can't get to everybody, but I appreciate everybody for joining. Like I said, I stick with family business. I don't like getting involved in other countries' internal affairs because I understand that the only way to accurately assess another country's internal affairs will be to have to really get in and understand the nuances of what's going on. I know that I can't take headlines across the news. And I almost put a Facebook post up yesterday saying these damn South Africans, they ain't killing, they going after other South Africans, not them Afrikaners. And right before I hit, because I was watching somebody else's channel on this, maybe that's how his Kinganda show popped up. I was watching somebody else's show on this topic, and I was kind of like, that's messed up. But when Oshay broke down what's going on internally over there, I'm like, oh man, they going through the same stuff we going through over here. It's just that we ain't gonna go around kicking nobody out. Only difference with us is we just call you tether and clown you. The Black American response is to call you a tether and talk shit. Their response is to actually beat your ass. So for you tethers that are here, not immigrants, for the tether style immigrants, for y'all that are here, y'all lucky. We're not advocating for whooping y'all ass. We just gonna talk about your stonewashed jeans and your ashy ass ankles. That's all we gonna do. And that musty ass Mercedes that you driving. We ain't gonna go do what these cats is doing. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all dig what I'm saying? So I want to break this down. But before I break it all the way down, I want to say, man, congratulations to Bone Thugs and Harmony. My boy Tino. Bone Thugs and Harmony. I didn't know that they were being inducted into the Walk of Fame. I don't be paying attention to the Walk of Fame thing. Because if I did, I would have been down there. And I would have covered this on Incense and Ashtrays. But salute to Bone Thugs and Harmony for getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I think Bone Thugs and Harmony, and salute to Eazy-E. Eazy-E, somebody who was a real talent scout. You know what I mean? He understood talent. And music lost a lot when we lost Eazy-E. I don't think we understand how much we lost when we lost Eazy-E. But it was Eazy-E that put on Bone Thugs, and they brought in a new dynamic. They brought in Black American quartet, barbershop quartet, gospel quartet style doo-wop to hip hop. And I thought that was a beautiful fusion, to fuse doo-wop with hip hop, because all of it extends from the Black American music family tree. All of this stuff is Black American music, hip hop, rock, all of it's R&B. And R&B was a linchpin that tied in jazz, gospel, blues, and quartet. And from that, everything else took off. So salute to Bone Thugs and Harmony for doing that. They was dope as hell, man. Combining doo-wop with hip hop. And also coming up next month in New York City. If you're out there in New York City, be there. They are celebrating the original founders of hip hop. They're the original founders of hip hop in the Bronxdale housing. The Bronxdale houses. It's DJ Faze, Breakout, and Jazzy J. They're gonna be celebrating Grand Wizard Theodore. They're gonna and Grand Wizard Theodore is gonna be there. They're gonna have the L Brothers, Cool Chip, Trey D, Saint, all gonna be out there celebrating the Disco King Mario and the real founding of hip hop. They're also gonna be celebrating the Ohio players too. They're also gonna be celebrating the Ohio players. So this is beautiful. They're gonna be celebrating hip hop and also the funk, where the hip hop comes from. So if you're in New York, be out there in the Bronxdale houses, the section basketball court, from 1 till 6. Bring your own chairs. All right? So that's what's going on. Salute to New York. And salute to the New Yorkers that do it right. The ones that celebrate all Black American music and make sure that we keep our music in-house and stop giving it away to other cultures because you want some other culture cooter. Can we call it what it is? Y'all be giving it up to other cultures because you want that other culture cooter. It ain't about that. It's about a bigger picture than that. So salute to DJ FaZe for honoring the legends. Oh, DJ FaZe in the chat? Salute DJ FaZe. I know he's in the chat. But y'all better make sure y'all there. If you're out there, if you're in Philadelphia, if you're anywhere close, you're in Connecticut, you know what I mean? You in Jersey, come on down. Mm-hmm. 1 second. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, cool. It's crazy. That's crazy how things work. The person whose Twitter I just shouted out just sent me a text. I was like, he ain't even watching. Like, that's crazy. I just shouted out your Twitter. But salute DJ FaZe. He has a beautiful event, and I salute DJ FaZe for giving us the truth. He was there, and it's great to hear people who were there tell the truth, because there's so many people who weren't there that are just straight out sucker ass sellouts. But DJ FaZe ain't a sucker sellout. He a real one. All right, let's get into the topic. Let's get into the topic. Also for the brother that y'all been wanting me to ask about that brother who lost his life with them that went on vacation with them white kids. We should know better. I'm not gonna say too much more than that. You know, the family's grieving, so I want to respect the family grieving, but that's been going on for about 400 years now. So, what more can I say? There'll be another story in about 2 or 3 months. So let's get into it. Hey, Bismarck T, stay on topic, brother. Stay on topic. You don't even talk some deodorant. This is the case Oshay makes why Black Americans need to support South Africa. Well, when I first saw the title, I was like, man, I ain't supporting shit. But then I was like, let me just watch it anyway, see what he says.
What happens, or what is happening right now in the South African migration debate is largely something that will happen to the higher earning or upper echelon of people. That includes Africans themselves. I'm including those folks who are from South Africa, living in Europe. I'm including you brothers and sisters that are from Nigeria. You live in Amsterdam. You live in the UK. I'm talking about you brothers and sisters who are all over the Black world, and you are living, paying the Black tax. You are sending money back. You're working 2 and 3 jobs. Okay.
Project
and you're seeing
Leroy
what's
Chill,
going on in South Africa, and you're upset and you're hurt.
Hear the
because
brother out.
Largely, I'm going to tell you what's really happening. We hold South Africa, most of us, I'm not saying me, myself, but most of the continent holds South Africa to a higher level of standard because of South Africa's prominence and its wealth. And for those of you who are in the diaspora, those of you talented Blacks who might be in LA, Dubai, Switzerland, wherever you are, You're blaming the state for xenophobia.
So this is why he's saying we should support South Africa. He's talking about the propaganda, and how the propaganda, has everybody sympathizing with the people getting their ass kicked out, and not the people who are winning. I mean, not the people who are home. So I'm like, okay, look, I'm always down to look past propaganda. So let me hear the brother out.
And you're blaming the citizens of South Africa for all of the problems that are happening with these people. But the problem is that the behavior of the failed states in question are not being challenged. The bribery, the corruption, the low-level insular networks that target these same Africans from Malawi, that target these same Africans from Kenya, from Uganda, from Ghana, from Nigeria, those same elements, when you only take the sides of the migrants, you leave every room for no accountability for these failed states for what has happened to the migrants that came there in the first place. Can we say that South Africa itself is corrupt, has defeated itself as a state? Sure. Can we say that South Africa has made mistakes? Sure. Can we say that South Africa is not perfect? Sure. But here's what happens. Who are the next targets when you bail out the migrants? Because they got a choice in this. South Africans never called them and told them to come. Some of these people came without documentation. I had a person that was on my podcast said that she willingly, this was 3 years ago, before I paid attention, went to South Africa to sell witchcraft services from Uganda. This is what she said. Selling her body to get into the country, living there illegally. And when you say that something happens to her, which is unfortunate, for an example, and you bet.
So basically, what I see what he's saying right here is, okay, Black America, he's looking at South Africa, and he's making the case that people are going to South Africa from other countries within Africa, sort of to take advantage of what's going on in South Africa, and not to grow and invest and put into South Africa. So I see what Oshay is saying. Oshay is basically saying is, look, watch, don't pay attention to the propaganda, to the media. He's really breaking down what's going on in South Africa on the ground, and basically talking about how a lot of people from other African countries are coming in and they're scamming. Like he just said, that lady talking about something. She went down to South Africa to be a harlot or some shit like that. Okay. It's good to see. I like that. I hear what he's saying. Cause here in America, it's we see it happen here. People come to America, they're not really adding to the country. They're like, you look at what we talked about yesterday. All them Indians, all those people that look like Larry. Let me see. What's that? Let me see. Those Indians. Let me see. Where is that? Here we go. Here it is. All these people that look like Larry. You get a lot of people that's coming to America like these people that they're literally setting up gangs within the United States. So they ain't adding nobody. And that's the thing. We've been getting like a lot of these people, like the Jasmine Crockett styles, that are telling us, I see right here what Oshay is doing. What he's doing is, he's not necessarily speaking to us. He's not necessarily speaking to us who already know what time it is. It looks to me as if he's speaking to Democrats. It looks to me as if he's speaking to those who identify with the Democrat Party line. And the fact is, we got to remember, those of us who see what time it is, we're in the 5%. We're in the 5%, 10%, no more than 10%, probably closer to 5. 80% of the people who are politically involved, the Democrat style politician, people who follow politics, they're the ones trying to get us to jump off of a bridge for what's going on with immigration. So it looks like he's speaking to them, not necessarily us. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. I don't mind. We can let people troll. Chat mods. I don't mind people saying what they gotta say. Just keep their bad jokes out of it. If as long as they're not spamming the chat, it's all good. If they're just trolling mods, then clown they monkey ass. I know Bismarck T and Mr. Smoke gonna have some smoke for their ass. So hell, you know what I mean? Don't trip. Don't trip. Now he gets into the point about Africans mistreating Africans. I want to hear, see, to me, this Oshay, this is a real Pan-Africanist. He's down there on the ground in Africa reporting back what's really going on, not some BS. So now he's about to address the point about Africans fighting Africans. Let's listen.
A lot of the struggles that our brothers and sisters come from South African countries, once they come in contact with you, they don't know how to treat you. They don't know how to befriend you. They don't know how to love you. They don't know how to trust somebody. They don't know how to be fair. All they know is parasitism, because that's what many of them have been taught. This is not everybody, but it is most people. And so when you go ahead and give them an out, they're coming for your ass next.
Oh, he said a lot of the people from other African countries, I like that word he used, parasitism, basically being parasites. They don't know how to exchange. They don't know how to love because they were parasitic in their own country. And now they're coming to new countries. What he's basically saying is, while you're waiting for those people who are fighting for them to come to South Africa, you're fighting, those people in South Africa are fighting for those people to come in. And they basically, or maybe he's warning people in America, but basically saying that they're parasites if you invite them in. It's very parasitic. Sounds like Oshay is saying a lot of things that we've been saying over here, but he's on the ground over there in Africa. It sounds like a lot of the things that we've been talking about as to why we delineate, it sounds as if he's echoing that, but he's echoing it, not necessarily echoing it, speaking about it from being on the ground in Africa, because he's living in Uganda, he says. Okay. So now when people call in to troll, you got somebody that's down in Uganda saying this is what's going on the streets. Okay, interesting. Let's keep going.
They're going to overcharge you next. They're going to scam you next. They're going to break into your house and rob you next. And that's happened to me. And then there you go, stuck with, we all one. No. If somebody all one, they're going to treat you like they all one. Because it's whoever I can get over on in that particular time. And see, Black Americans, you got to understand, when these migrants, they came to South Africa for a reason. Don't get me wrong, not all South Africans or these other migrants come to South Africa, but there's a reason why they chose that. Stop giving me this BS argument. Well, migration been going on forever. Migration been going on since a long time. We've been migrating as humans. Well, why don't you go to Burundi if you've been migrating as humans? Why don't you go to South Sudan? If that's the case, fundamentally, let's talk about it. Why don't you go to Somalia? Why don't you go to Eritrea? If migration is so good, why don't you go? You go where you think you can get some money. And once you go there, you're not there to help our brothers and sisters. I know that because when Africans come to the States, they coming for themselves. Which is fine. But say that. Be honest about it. Don't get on and throw it at my face. Just say it. I'm here for me. At least I'll give the Somalis that much respect. Once they come, they don't even deal with you. They go and build Somali town everywhere. Little Ethiopia everywhere. Eritrea everywhere. Where's the Pan-Africanism is at? And they run their insular communities inside, top bottom. They ain't talking to nobody. They ain't gonna give nobody help nobody brothers get on in South Africa or in the black community. They only come to you when they want something, when they need something.
Man, son, that you need to get that. I should probably play my organ music with him. He sounds like a preacher right now. So basically, what he's saying is, within the continent of Africa, when people from other parts of Africa come in, they only come in when they want something or need something. And basically, the Eritreans and the Kenyans, they set up their own communities that benefit no one but themselves. Sounds like he's saying a lot about what we've been saying about delineation. He's talking about people coming in. They're going into South Africa while people are talking about South Africans wanting to kick them out. Sounds like what he's saying is what's happening on the ground is the people aren't going to South Africa to add to South Africa. They're going to South Africa to take from South Africa.
Ain't that what's going on right now with the Somalis in Minnesota? Then you want to go on the Selma March when you getting oppressed. All of a sudden now you singing "We Shall Overcome," but before they got caught with that scam, they wasn't saying that. Now all of a sudden we your brothers and sisters, we all black. And see, this is what happens to black Americans that defend the BS. These people in their own home countries, when they make those mistakes, they pay a price. Some of them do stuff in South Africa they probably would never do in their own home country. Go and try to steal in Somalia and see what happens. Sell bad food products in Somalia and see what happens. They wouldn't even dare do it. They know better to do it.
So he's saying that one thing I'm getting at what he's saying, and I've heard this from reports before, they're tired of people coming from other parts of Africa that are selling bad products, that are sort of scamming and doing things to South Africans that they would never do to Chinese in China or in Dubai. Okay. This sounds like Oshay is really putting it out there. Like he's putting it out there what's really going on, because that sounds a lot like what's going on here in a lot of ways. This is very interesting.
No, you wait till you get to someplace else. And the only time you act like you got some sense, this is not everybody, right? They got some sense in China, because you know what the Chinese gonna do to your ass. You got some sense in Dubai because you already know what happens over there. And the Arabs ain't got no time to hear no excuses about what you got to say. Well, we all black. Wop, 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 mink, 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 bat, bat.
Okay. So he's talking about what's going on there. Now I hear y'all saying nobody cares. No, we do care. We do care. Let me tell you why we care. Let me tell you why this is interesting. When I was in college, when I was in anthropology, we always talked about how if you want to understand a people, you can't look at their skin color. You have to understand their culture. The culture of the group, the culture of the people of the area is going to tell you more about the people than how they look. And what we would talk about is like how if you're going to do business in Japan, Japan is all about community. So in Japan, relationships. So in order to do business in Japan, you have to establish a relationship first. You can't just go to Japan and say, hey, let's do some business. The Japanese don't care if you're Chinese. They don't care if you're from Indonesia. They don't care if you're from Mexico. They don't care if you're from America. They don't care if you're from another part of Japan. The culture of those people is to establish some sort of a bond away from business before conducting business. And that's completely different than the Chinese. Completely different than the Indians. And we would always talk about if you're going to move to an area or if you're going to accept the group, understand the culture and how and understanding how people deal with one another. You'll learn far more about a group when you watch how they deal with one another than anything else. For instance, if you were to look at a majority of the Europeans, people who come from Europe or come from the Caucasus Mountains, they deal with each other on a very confrontational basis. They're very judgmental about status. You know, within white society, to be a police officer is the lowest of the rung. In their society, it's all about status. That's why if you ever look at white America, one of the main questions that they ask is, okay, my name is John. What's your name? What do you do? What do you do is a common follow-up question in their society because they're judging you the whole time. And if you say you're a lawyer, white folks are going to treat another white person that's a lawyer different than they'll treat another white person that's a police officer. That's why you got to understand cultural nuances. So now as black society, when we interact with them, we'll see them judging us and ranking us, and we'll think, oh, they're ranking us because we're black. And although racism plays a major part in how they get down, that particular aspect supersedes what they could be racist or not being racist. You're going to get asked what you do regardless, because that's how they deal with each other. So when you get like a lot of naive black people who go around them running their mouth, talking this and talking that, and they don't know why people aren't taking them serious, is because that culture doesn't take a person, a loudmouth like you, serious. They don't take Donald Trump serious socially. Like in their world, Donald Trump is always in New York. He's always been like a poor rich person. LA Jews and white folks wouldn't even accept Donald Trump. They would never allow Donald Trump to buy a building on Wilshire. Trump tried plenty of times to buy buildings on Wilshire, but he didn't. Because that's how that culture is with one another. They're cold towards their own parents. They put their parents in nursing homes. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things in that society that's very cold-hearted. And you have a lot of black folks that go to them because you have a liberal friend looking for sympathy. You're not going to get sympathy with a group of people who are cold when you're not around. So take that same argument to here. What he's saying is like when we black Americans are not around, when other people are not around, they're going around and doing this to each other. They're in their home countries scamming and scheming and gleaming and weeming and doing all kind of bullshit towards each other. And to us in the chat, American tradesmen and everybody else, to us, we see this as, this is why we delineate. But this is to the people who are that vote blue no matter who crowd, which is 8 out of 10 Negroes that actually vote. They need to hear this shit because they don't pay attention to culture. They're just seeing skin color. This is something that you tell your Pan-Africanists. Your red, black, and green brothers. Yeah. The Pan-Africanists. What do we say all the time to Pan-Africanists? They're always trying to get us to unite because, man, you could do more with the numbers. Well, what good are big numbers if this is how they treat each other, Pan-Africanists? This is no disrespect to you. But do you think you're that you just some hell of a nigga that's gonna come around and change the way cultures have been behaving with one another for hundreds of years, maybe thousands? You think you just that much of a hell of a nigga to where you're black? Okay, now we black Americans, we gonna show up. Y'all gonna stop this 10,000 years of tribal beef because we're here. This here goes to y'all. And make sure if you like what you're saying, hit the Black American Music Family Tree Foundation. Donate $5. If I can get 20 of y'all to donate $5, that'd be a good thing. I appreciate y'all. This is a very, very, very important thing to listen to because wherever you live in the United States, within my voice right now, wherever you live right now, you got people from the continent that are living near you. And this isn't no thing saying everybody's like that, but you want to pay attention, okay? Because if you start seeing common traits, listen to what's going on in South Africa. I respect Oshay for doing this because he's in Africa right now. He's not talking about this shit from the safety of Europe. He's talking about what's going on in Africa and what's going on was holding Africa back while he's in Africa. I credit the man for that. I ain't gonna lie. Much respect from me for doing that. Now let's get to his next point. He's about to talk about the entitlement that a lot of people feel that are migrated to South Africa. He's about to talk about some of their entitlement. Salute to Australia by way of East Oakland. Salute to you, my brother. Salute to you. Down in Tasmania. Remember that cartoon?
I got a choice. When I come to Uganda, want to know one thing? They don't care nothing about my dad being on crack. It don't matter to them. I better come here and invest and shut the fuck up. That's what I better do.
He's saying, no matter what I've gone through in my life, my only usefulness here in Africa is to invest. Listen.
I better not have no problems here, right? I better come here and do what I'm supposed to do because Uganda don't got time for my problems. Uganda ain't got time for my excuses. And if I got problems, that's my fault. But the people of Uganda don't deserve my problems. So what's wrong with you Nigerians out here who got excuses about your issues? What's wrong with you Ghanaians? What's wrong with you Ugandans? What's wrong with you folks out here from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, taking your problems down there from Malawi and blaming them? They didn't ask you to come over there. Your black ass went over there. You went over there. Ain't nobody from South Africa called you. Nelson Mandela, ain't Zuma, ain't nobody called your ass and told you to show up. You went over there on your own. And when you go over to somebody's place on your own, you supposed to go head on and give some value to them. And you don't be the one that decide if they get value. South Africans decide if you valuable or not. They're the ones who they decide. If I go talk to a female today with my fine ass.
Okay, so he basically is talking about, and I hear that a lot too. Who remembers that 154 podcast when that nuggethead nigga said, it's like the black Americans, they don't appreciate us. Who remembers that? Press number 1. I really hope that 154 Africa podcast is listening to this right here. I hope everybody that goes on Signetter TV wearing red, black, and green are watching this podcast right here. Damn. Yeah. I see a lot of number ones popping up. I see a lot of number one. Let me go back. Let me go and play that part again.
Anything scamming, fraud, and stuff, romance scamming, Wild booty clapping? Stop playing.
Let me go back a little
Some
more.
of y'all selling dope. Some of y'all clapping while selling dope. Some of y'all doing everything, scamming, frauding, romance scamming, wild booty clapping. Stop playing. Right here in these same countries. And then you take your ass to South Africa, you're doing the same thing out there. You go to Dubai, you do the same thing out there. Go to Europe, do the same damn thing. They're racist against us.
A lot of number ones in there.
I'm going to tell you, and I'll never come live, but I'm going to.
But that 154 Africa podcast, the dude said, and the Black Americans aren't grateful that we're here. Now I see Oshay literally talking about how those same people will go to South Africa and act as if the South Africans are supposed to be grateful for them being there. And I've heard, I had that one dude that called in that likes to troll the channel. He was like, you should be grateful because we bring education. You should be grateful because we bring education. Education. We're supposed to be appreciative because we bring education. No, that's not. No. It's cool. You got to agree, but the fuck that got to do with me? Education. I bring education. Well, why don't y'all get one of y'all educated lawyers? Look, I'm gonna tell y'all Nigerians this that like talking about education and Ghanaians. How about we get some Ghanaians? Since y'all so goddamn smart, let's use your education to get some lawyers that get all these rappers out of bad contracts. How about that? Give me a Nigerian Johnny Cochran. Give me somebody. Okay, use your education to help these records get out, these artists get out of 360 deals. Use your education to sue some of these school districts that aren't teaching our kids and not giving them what's covered in their IEPs. Let's use your education to figure out how we gonna get these banks for giving us higher interest loans versus our non-black counterparts. Let's use your education to figure out how gentrification is happening all across this country at the same time. And maybe through your education, we can use that education to fix and remedy the issues that are going on here in America. And so whenever you bring your education to fix the issues of the day, then you will get credit for your education. Up until then, it's just an education. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's keep going.
Tell Black Americans then, stop defending them. Because when you commit crime in America, you have problems, Africans tell you all day, it is your culture. It is your culture. What is wrong with you people? You don't have fathers. Oh, we took that a long time. Remember that? It is your culture. You Black American niggas. You don't have a father. That is why you act like that. That is why I don't want my kids around you.
Hey, chat room, press number 2 if you've ever heard that. One of my wife's aunts who had a Nigerian boyfriend. He was a cool dude. Rest in peace. He was a good dude. I liked him. He was a good dude. But this was like 20 years ago, long before we were thinking about delineation. He would sit back and we would be talking about what's going on in America, and he'd be like, the problem is it is the culture, the American culture. It does not work. The American culture does not work. You need the fathers and you need education. It does not work. And I remember I would talk to him and just be like, bruh, we as Black Americans were going through the same nonsense in the 50s and the 40s when the family was working together, when we were spending our money with each other. We were still going through this stuff. And he'd be like, no. And he'd be like, no. It was better back then. It was better back then. Because you guys, or the reason you only struggled back then, because you did not have enough education. But if you combine the education with family, and I'd be like, Henry, no, hey, Lovejoy, that's not what it is, Lovejoy. This is what we going through. No. You need family and you need education. All right.
Okay. That's straight. Then I come out here and move amongst you. Oh. Wait a minute. I see why you having a problem. It is because of your culture. It is because of your problems. Now, I don't want my kids around you. Uh-oh. Now y'all want to talk about that? Y'all want to talk about that? Because if the culture is so great, why do y'all cultural problems follow y'all everywhere y'all go? Why is that?
That's a really good question. Because some of the things that we're complaining about here in America, they're coming here sitting off their own side economies, not contributing into the larger Black economy. People coming here to compete, not to help grow. That's the major issue for delineation in the United States. The major reason why we are delineating is because it's not reciprocal. So what he's saying is in South Africa, it's not reciprocal either. That's a damn good point, Oshay. You're seeing this pattern of behavior happen throughout the Black diaspora. It only stops when they get to China. Anonymous, I appreciate the $5 donation to the foundation. Much appreciated. You helped me teach the history of Black American music. See, I appreciate somebody going down to Africa and not lying to us. Tell us the truth. Oh, what's up? Be Frill. Appreciate the $20. Be informed. No, be informed, be free. That's what it is. Be informed, be free. I appreciate the donation to the Black American Music Family Tree Historical Foundation. You donated that because you have an education. That's why you donated that. The education showed you how to put the numbers in the machine. And because of your education, you understood to add $20. That's 40 people donating $5. That's what your education taught you. So I appreciate. I don't want to hear it. Africans, I'm talking shit. Yeah, I'm clowning. But we ain't over here beating y'all asses like South Africans. You can take my education jokes just fine. I'm just having a good time. I'm not about to sit here and condone what the South Africans are doing to you. All right, you can either deal with us having a little bit of fun at your expense, or you can deal with the South Africans and how they handling it. I think we've been real nice. And the reason why we're being so nice is because we have more education than you think. That's why we're being nice, because we have more education than you think. Let's keep going.
What about the culture? Let's talk about your culture if it's so great. Why you got problems everywhere you go? Why? Why everywhere you go somebody wants your ass up out of there? Why? If your culture is so strong. The culture you only go to is strong ecosystems. Now go to somewhere where it's mid to weak, and then now we see what y'all be doing. We see it for ourselves. And it's undeniable what y'all do. It don't matter. And it's a shame. We see it for what it is. Poland, I saw what y'all was doing. France, I saw what y'all was doing. Luxembourg, I saw what y'all was doing. I was there. Uganda, I'm here. I see y'all. Up and close in front, I see you. Every fucking day, I see you. Don't tell me like I don't know.
Oshay really got, I ain't never seen this. He animated like an MF. Jeez.
I know what y'all be doing. The South Sudanese, Somalis, the I see everybody here. I see it. And them people is not wrong what they said about y'all. I know they not wrong. Because y'all do it right here. They not wrong.
Okay. So he basically said in Poland, in France, all throughout Europe, he's seeing this kind of behavior happen. Okay. Project Leroy, I appreciate the donation to the Black American Music Family Tree Historical Foundation. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. But this goes back to understanding, this goes back to the point we always try to tell the Pan-Africans. You cannot look at people's skin color. You got to watch how people move. It's about watching how people move. And he's offering a very unique point of view. I've never lived in Poland. I've never lived in Africa, never been to Africa. I've never lived in France. So this is a well-traveled brother that's speaking on his experiences where he's laid his head for more than a month at a time. Appreciate that, Star. I'll be forgetting I wrote that book. And I have a webinar on a book, Communicating Racism with Children, webinar and book. I forgot I wrote that book. But I also have a webinar on how to communicate racism with children that I did like 5 years ago. Salute to my mom, Star. Hey, Star, do you got a link to my other book that I wrote? On the other communication book that I wrote? I can't find that link for nothing. I wrote 2 little small reader, not long books, but small reader books. Not long. One of them was like 22 pages. The other one was like 80 pages. My next book I'm writing now, this shit coming out to be over 500 pages. I got to edit this shit down. Oh, quick commercial break. Because I'm bad at commercial breaks. Make sure you go to Substack. Go to my new Substack account. I got an article that I'm writing right now. I got a full 25,000 word article on rhythm and blues and how it changed the world's musical language. That's going to be on Substack exclusively. But Incense and Ashtray is going to have a 10,000 word article that's going to be put out on incenseandashtrays.com. We're going to make it probably like a 5-part article that's going to be put out on Incense and Ashtrays. Hopefully I'll be done writing it today. And then I can go back and start putting it into my computer this week and have it up for you hopefully by Sunday. How rhythm and blues became the world's musical language. So if you want to read that, there's a small excerpt right here. If you want to see what direction that we're heading on Substack. Talking about how out of rhythm and blues came rock and roll. And out of those sounds came reggae, Out of those sounds came UK skiffle. Out of those sounds came funk, disco, hip hop, house, Latin pop, J-pop, K-pop, world beat, and all the popular sounds around the world, and how they're all different versions of rhythm and blues. This is going to be the most thorough article you have ever read on why and how Black American music is the roots of the world's music. Bossa Nova, reggae, rocksteady, dancehall, reggaeton. This is going to be the end-all be-all article, essay I should say, on when it's all done, said and done, it's going to be the end-all be-all essay on the Black American roots of world music. So when people come to say, hip-hop is Jamaican, we're going to be like, no, reggae is American. That's what we're going to say. Hip-hop is Jamaican. No, rocksteady is American. That's what we're going to do, shit. The Latinos going to be like, oh, no, I like Daddy Yankee. Well, Daddy Yankee learned this shit from the Yankees. Y'all definitely gonna want to read that article when it's done. I'm taking my time with it. I wanted it out by the 4th of July, but this is way too deep. And I have to make the argument pristine, precise, tight, so people can't go looking through it, sifting through it, finding the mistakes. It ain't gonna be none. Manny M81, I appreciate the donation. I appreciate the donation. So let's go.
And once y'all give them a pass, you're next. When you come out here with $1 million, they gonna get you too. These African states is it's acting like they the saviors right now. Oh, we are bringing our people back on planes because of South Africa and what they did to our people while they there. I'm gonna tell you why y'all mad, because they can't send no money back from South Africa back to these countries. That's why y'all mad. Because as long as they in South Africa doing whatever they doing and sending back remittances, you okay with that. You don't care nothing about South Africans being hurt. But now, once they gotta come back and some of them can't run them scams no more or sell them drugs no more, they're hurting us.
Anonymous, I appreciate the $50 donation. I appreciate the donation, Anonymous. Thank you. But you heard what he just said? He said as soon as they come back and they can't bring the money back, they can't send them remittances back, all of a sudden they're getting hurt. So basically what he's saying is the reason why the other countries in Africa are crying hurt is because they're not getting those remittances. They're not getting that bread. So they're trying to make the South Africans seem like they ain't shit. Let's keep going.
They're discriminating against us. Why are they hating on us? What about the whites? What about the whites? The eyes get real big. What about the whites?
It's real talk. That's real talk. You gotta take care of home. Listen to this part. I'm gonna play for a couple minutes, and we're gonna take some calls.
Voice. That's what I'm focused on. Let me tell you right now. My mama told me something. Okay? My mama told me, say, son, you gotta be 5 to 10 times better than the white man. You got a choice. Just because you from Del Paso Heights don't mean you gotta act act like you from Del Paso Heights. Oh, shut up. Let me say it again for those in the back. Just because you from Del Paso Heights don't mean you got to act like you from Del Paso Heights. And it took me a long time to understand that. But thank God for the victory. Because just because I was from the ghetto, I was from the hood, my daddy was on crack, that did not justify me to act like an ass to somebody else. It didn't justify me that. Because how I grew up, I got a choice. As a black man, I got a choice. As a black woman, you got a choice. As an African, you got a choice. And when you tell me, what about the white man? What about the Chinese? You're telling me you don't want to make a choice. And you want to keep on doing whatever you're doing. And I can't work with people like you, and I can't respect nobody like you. And I want your ass nowhere around me. Because we can solve all of our problems overnight if we tried, but you don't want to make that choice. So stay the hell away from me, because you don't want to make that choice. You don't want to make Africa better. You don't want to make the black community better. All you want to do is shift the blame to somebody else so you can keep on scamming. So you can keep on doing dirty stuff. Keep on wearing sandals.
Sandals.
Keep on being corrupt. Keep on being unaccountable. And when you do that, eventually somebody come in and mink. And they're hurting us. They're beating us. They are destroying us. Shut up! If I go to South Africa right now, I don't know them. It's my job. How can I help? And y'all talking about this sister Jacinta, I don't know that lady. I listen to her arguments. That lady ain't done nothing wrong to nobody. What has she done wrong? What has she done wrong? I used to really be like, oh, Tariq Nasheed, you wrong. What Tariq is saying ain't wrong. I was experiencing it here. What's the brother George, the older brother in Chicago? The OG. I gotta talk to him. The OG out there. Pharaoh said that. I just said, man, some of that is wrong. And then I went, no, mama tell me, keep on living. They not wrong. They're not wrong. What they saying about y'all is not wrong. And it's not all of y'all. And they understand it's not all of y'all. But what they said about the majority of y'all is y'all don't bring value. So stop telling them, yes, we are. When they telling you that you not, ask them, South Africans, listen. We understand we got problems. What can we do? What's wrong with our community? And the South Africans forgiven. I remember the Malawi guy I posted. The Malawi guy, he was telling the truth about how he was scamming South Africa. They was like, oh, we forgive him. He told the truth. What? That's a loving people. Because let me tell you right now in the black community, I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen to you. Did you do it? Yes. Thank you for telling the truth. Stand right there. What? Stand.
See, and go back and watch his full video. I don't want to play too much more of his video. Go back and watch it. But I thought that Oshay, for what he did a great job of bringing in a full 360-degree angle reaction to what's going on. I think he did an amazing job because he talked about what's happening in South Africa from being someone who's over there in Africa and talking about how what's going on in Africa is similar to what's going on here and the reason why we had to delineate here in Black America. Yeah, I never seen Oshay that animated either. I had never seen that animated either. But he's saying some powerful stuff because these are all talking points. Again, Black America, like you could not care and that's fine. But the reason why you pay attention is because we do engage in these conversations with our own people here at home. And when we engage with our cousins, I know 4th of July barbecues just passed, but we're going to have Black Americans. Some of y'all probably at a family reunion right now. This is July. Between June and August, we in family reunion season. It's all kind of Black folks in California, in St. Louis and Illinois, going back down to Louisiana, Texas, Alabama right now for family reunions. These are family reunion style type conversations. Because we all know, press the #1 chat room if you know what I'm talking about. We all got family, we all got them uncles and aunts that they listen to Roland Martin. MSNBC tells the gospel, vote for Kamala Harris. You better vote. And they're going to engage us, in these conversations. And better than saying things like, oh, I just hate them people, you want to be able to articulate and educate as to why you delineate. Articulate and educate as to why you don't support the Democrat agenda. Educate and articulate the dangers of the Democrat agenda out here. That's why you listen to what he's talking about. It's not about following him. You can subscribe, not subscribe. I don't give a fuck what you do. You can it is what it is. But when you hear somebody that's on the continent, this is definitely a family reunion kind of conversation. Ooh, you see what's going on in South Africa? Yeah, the motherfuckers getting checked. How long are those South Africans supposed to deal with what they going through without them stepping up and checking them motherfuckers? Now, you know what I mean? Or just don't engage. Or shit, you ain't got to engage in the conversation at all. Fuck it. It don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck. But if you decide to engage in these conversations, it's best to be equipped to what somebody is saying, boots on the ground in the area. That's why I'm having this talk with y'all today. You said they shut you down when you try to educate and explain reasoning. I have family like that too. You know what I do in that situation, Mac? I'll be like, all right, then I'm on out of here. That's what I do. Yep. The sun's going down. It's 3:00. Well, it went down from where it was at 12, motherfucker. I gotta go. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, that baby boomer family. Yeah, so they shut you down. It's all right. Let me get out of here. I don't care what it is. We need to just get Trump out, and we need to. I don't care who running. Gavin Newsom is running. All right, now y'all go ahead and have a good one. I'm gonna, yeah. But I'm speaking for those who actually want to engage. You know what I mean? If you're going to choose to engage and it's going to be a reciprocal conversation, it's best that you have some information. You're armed with some information. I'm opening the phone line 323-705-5150. 323-705-5150. And this is why, chat room, this is why I go into cracking jokes and all that, having fun. Okay, Black Americans use a word called tether. What's worse? Nigerians, what's worse? Being called a tether or getting your ass beat like them South Africans? Or just going home and fixing home? What's the worst thing? On a scale of 1, 2, 3, what's the worst thing? Being called tether is A. Getting your ass whooped is B. Or C, go home and what's the worst option out of those three? Going home and building home, getting your ass whooped, or just being called a tether? The way I rank that, being called a tether is getting off pretty light. You ain't got to go home and build nothing, and you ain't got to get your ass whooped like you a South African. Cool. Ain't nobody calling in because y'all ain't calling in. I'm hanging the fuck up and taking me a nap. I've been working all goddamn morning. I need to take me a nap. Been up grinding since 6 this morning. But yeah, this is a very, very, very interesting piece that Oshay did. And look, should we support or not? I'm still cool with being neutral. Personally, I'm neutral. But I'm not about to criticize what the South Africans are doing. I'm not about to do that because, you know, everybody could just go home and build home. That's also an option. What's up, Carl? What's the name? Where you calling from?
This is Dana calling from Pasadena.
Dana, what's on your mind?
Just when you thought you were about to escape.
It's all good.
Okay, I was listening to the broadcast, Dewan. I'm trying to understand the South African in helping us part. Is it because they're like a TPS status, or what's the story? I'm kind of lost. And why should we help South Africa? What is? And I heard, what you were saying about, and I heard, the recording of Oshay Duke Jackson, but I'm still trying to understand.
Not necessarily help. I don't think help. I don't think anything we can do to help. But when I say support, I think it's more so our moral legitimacy. Remember, the world be wanting our moral support, our moral legitimacy. That shit's gold. It really is. And I think the point that he's making is the South Africans, the reason why they're making these moves is for the same reason why we call people tethers. And I think what he's trying to say is because it's, and I really don't think he's talking to like me and you, to us. I think he's really talking to the vote blue no matter who crowd. I think he's talking to them.
Okay.
Because that crowd is most definitely. I've been watching it online. Oh man, why y'all shoot? Why y'all going at other Africans and not the white man? Why ain't you? So you've been seeing a lot of the Roland Martin crowd doing that. I think he's speaking to that crowd.
And I noticed that Roland Martin and Angela Rye and the like are trying to seek our talking points because the Dems aren't in power. But as soon as the Dems get back in power, they just gonna drop us. They just want to know the numbers.
You know that's what they do. They're a bunch of squealy eels. They're spineless nothings. They're those people.
Well, now they're left out in the cold now because this administration is pandering to them, and the Dems don't have anything. The Dems is stocking up for the winter, and until Trump's administration is over, and then the blacks, the Roland Martin, Angela Rye, unless I say Andrew Dillon, they left out in the cold with no blanket because the Dems don't have anything to offer them because they're trying to keep their stuff together.
Yeah, and that's why they're going around trying to sound like us. But we're gonna see it all come around. We got the midterm elections coming around towards the end of the year. So in certain key areas where they want to get some swing votes that are out there, they're gonna come to us in those particular areas. But yeah, they're really stored up for 2028. They're still trying to figure this shit out, and they're real quiet. That's why the Democrats are so quiet. They don't quite know what to do. I think they just basically told their shills like Roland Martin, just go mimic them niggas. They're gonna forget in 2 years when we really need y'all.
Right, we ain't got no job for you right now, but try to keep yourself together.
They got a job. This is the job. This is what he's saying. Like, cause they remember Roland Martin be getting that bread. He got a job. His job and their job right now is to mimic us because they're thinking 2 years out. So when the election comes in 2 years, they're going to be like, see, I told you 2 years last year, what to do. But basically what Roland Martin's going to say, he told us to do last year, you and I have been doing since 2015. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so they're trying to build that equity because right when the election comes, they're talking and huffing and puffing and puffing and huffing. And right when it's time for the election, they're basically going to say, it don't matter what I said. Well, I said all that. That means just vote and then give the Democrats a chance to do what I said two years ago. Well, we've been saying the last 2 years, if you just go ahead and vote, You'll get what we that. So they're angling for that right now.
All right.
All right.
Which is nothing, which is empty, which is always
It's
empty. So
and,
thanks for that.
and that's why I think Oshay is making a play to that crowd, you know?
Right.
But thanks for giving us a call, Dana.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I think O'Shea's making a plea to that crowd because right now the Democrats, they're trying to build up equity for 2 years from now. That way, Ronald Martin be like, "You stupid fools! I told y'all back then in 2026 what you need to do. What you need to do. We've been saying since 2026 what you need to do." Then you'd be like, "Well, did they promise that vote? Did they promise that? Did Gavin Newsom did come out and did they promise that?" No, they didn't promise, but I've been telling you this is getting in office, and they're going to tell you because I tell them what they need to do. That fool. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Dewan, this is Miss Stacy from Sacramento, California, repping the 916.
Sacramento, California. What's on your mind?
So I used to live in the same neighborhood. We used to talk about Del Paso Heights. I used to live in DPH. We used to call it dirt poor and hungry, or dirty. Where's the deepest part of hell? That's in the ghetto. But anyway, I used to listen to him a while back because when I used to listen to Kevin Samuels always say, "Shout out to Oshay Duke Jackson." So I was like, who is he talking about? And after a while, I stopped because Oshay kind of pissed me off because he was caping a little too much for a lot of them, and I knew how these, how some of them most of them Africans are. And so I stopped listening to him. But only recently, ever since he got all that money scammed from him, he been pissed off. So now he's coming out and telling the truth about the real truth about what's going on over there. I haven't resubscribed, but every now and then if something pops up because of my algorithm, I'll go ahead and watch it. And, sometimes I listen to it. So, but thank you. Good show. I'm glad we went over there. As far as me, I voted stay. I'm minding my business and staying out of it because I feel like our word is gold. Even if we sympathize with what the South Africans are going through, they don't support us. You don't hear them caping for us. So guess what? Even if we say, "Oh yeah, man, they right," they're gonna take that and run with it. And I get it, what you're saying about, what they're going through. To me, I feel like everybody's following suit because they see us delineating. They're like, "Well, shoot, look at what the FBA is over there doing. We need to do what they're doing because what they do usually works." And they always, they're trying to capitalize on the moves that we're making. And of course, that's why everybody else is hella mad. That's why Godfrey is over there crashing out. And I know you were saying the other day that you kind of like, we ain't got no really beef with him, but I do, because guess what? I heard that fool say tax when he was talking about, you slow down the Nigerian voice and you put a little slavery in it. Slavery, my ass. Man, if you don't shut your, and Godfrey crashed out on that sister. First of all, Godfrey, you are a liar. I can't believe you crashed. She was trying to be, nice to him. Everybody need to roast the hell out of him, because I don't care. I'm tired of him flip-flopping. I'm tired of hearing him go back and forth with the 1 minute I'm Nigerian, the next minute forget FBA, but then you caping for all your look, stay over there with your people, because I don't care how many books you read. Even if I ain't never read none of them books, guess what? I don't need to read it to know it, because it's in me, and just to FYI, let you know, I'm originally from LA. I grew up when I was little living in Inglewood. My grandparents was in South Central. My grandma, West 89th Street. My other grandma, South Hobart, off of Western. Come on now. I'm already know. That's why whenever I hear you talk, I'm like, dude, that's like I know we probably not related, but sometimes I be feeling like we family.
You said you was off Hobart. The first time I ever heard when you say you off Hobart, I know exactly where you at.
South Hobart. We was the only two-story house on my grandma, only two-story house on that street, had it added on in the 70s. I think the address was 8921 South Hobart Boulevard.
So that means that means it's near 89th Street. That means
because my other grandma.
That means you're in between. You're near Manchester. You're just south of Manchester, right?
Absolutely. And then we was right. My grandma, my mom's mom. There used to be a thrifty on the corner of Western and West 89th, and right between Western and St. Andrew's Place. We used to go to the St. Andrew's Park all the time. And then so my mom and dad basically lived around the corner from each other.
But you're 100% right though. It's like, as far as us, our word is equity and delineating. That's why I look. I'm all for me. My personal vote is I'm still staying out of it. But I thought that this was a good conversation to listen to for people who want to engage in these conversations. I thought listening to Oshay would give people good talking points. And I also give him credit because he was scammed out of his money and he came and told all of us. The general reaction to being scammed is embarrassment, and most people double down after they've been scammed because they want to be right. That's the reaction 8 out of 10 times. So Oshay actually
got scammed before. That wasn't the first time. He had smaller amounts, but the reason why he finally came out and told the truth because this amount was so big and he's so angry that he couldn't hold it in no more.
I didn't even know because
at least he did finally.
I listened to his channel like off and on. I didn't even know he got scammed. But getting scammed, most people get. That's how Bernie Madoff was able to get away with scamming so many people because most people hide the fact that they got scammed. And that's how scammers continue to scam because most people are too embarrassed to say they got scammed. So now I know he got scammed, and for him to come out, that gives me even a little bit more respect for him because that's generally not the reaction. The reaction is honest, usually the other way.
Right.
Yeah, but thanks for giving us a call.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. You enjoy the rest of your day. Have a blessed day. And I'm definitely gonna have to get one of them family tree. I got the T-shirt, but now I want the poster to hang on my wall.
Got to get the poster.
I will.
Have a good
when
one.
I get some money, I will. You too.
Yeah, she's right. Like Oshay, like I didn't know he got scammed because I don't watch the show. I watch it. He has a great reaction. I watch the reactions for certain. Depending on the topic, I watch a reaction, but I don't follow too closely. But when I did see that one, I was saying, okay, this is a good topic to listen for people to hear about what's going on the continent. What's up, Carter? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, brother, how you doing? It's different from Illinois.
What's up, different? What's up, my brother?
So, bro, it comes to this, man. It comes to the scamming shit. They always have been doing this, like far as like the stuff in Africa, stay out of it. I'm with you on that. That's their business. I agree, like I agree with what they doing, but I'm staying out of it as well. Like that's all on them. That's their business. But far as with that stuff, far as they're not the only ones to be doing it. It be the people from India be scamming just as much as the Nigerians do. People from India, boy, they some big time scammers.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday on the show for folks from India, but we saying the reason why we saying focus in on home because Pan-Africanists don't go around saying be Pan-Africanists with Indians. They say be Pan-Africanists with Africans, and so I want to be able to point out, hey, look, it's cool to be Pan-Africanist, whatever, but this is what we dealing with. You can't just judge people by the color of their skin. I think I think black people already have a healthy enough fear and awareness of what Indians and people that are non-black can do to us. We're very cautious with groups like that. Not as cautious with people who share our same skin tone.
Yeah, and plus not only that, when it comes to the Pan-African stuff, I agree with far as us being unionized, but the sad thing is they're not unionized.
And that's why I think his video was so good because he's pointing that out. That's the whole thing that Oshay is illustrating in this video.
He always tried to beat around the bush, but I didn't know that he got scammed, though. That's the funny thing. So that's why he's really talking the way he is now, because he always tried to bring that union together, but he's starting to kind of realize it, too. Not all of them, but a lot of them get down like that, and they do the same crap in China, too. He tried to say they don't play it in China. Yes, they do. Yeah. They be running game in China too. I don't know why he said that. That's the only thing I agree with what he said.
Yeah, Tiger can't change his stripes, brother, man. But thanks for giving us a call.
Yeah. All right, dog.
Yes, sir. You have a good one. Yeah, I thought that this was a good conversation to listen to. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
It's AGC out of Houston.
Hey, what's up, brother, out of Houston? What's on your mind?
One statement, one question. If you're roasting, I'm taking a whooping. For the question. When you talked previously about it's incorrect to say that a person can grow up in Crenshaw, can you elaborate on that?
Wait, say it again?
I'll listen offline.
Say it again?
I was listening to a previous broadcasting. You were commenting on a podcast dealing with the delineation, and it was the Godfrey and Akbar podcast. And he talked about growing up in Crenshaw. And I wanted to have you elaborate on why that saying that a person grows up in Crenshaw is incorrect.
Because the person that grew up in the Crenshaw district would never say I grew up in Crenshaw. There's no in Crenshaw. You can't go in Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Crenshaw is a street.
Right.
You know, that's just somebody who just not from the area. Like Lil Rel had a stand-up special called Live in Crenshaw. It made me not want to watch it. And then when I did watch it and saw how unfunny it was, I understood why he said in Crenshaw. Nigga don't know how to speak the language of the people. That's just it just sounds stupid, basically. That's nothing more, nothing less. It's nothing really. If you ain't from here, you probably ain't gonna understand. But if you're from here, it's just us pointing out how stupid somebody sounds.
Yeah, it's a person not of the culture using words, but they're using them incorrectly.
Yeah, so the other, that's another part. Like the old boy talking, he won't say, "Hey, I grew up in." If you just even if you did grow up in the Crenshaw district and you said like that, you was just some nigga that was inside. So you can't really say you grew up in the area because anybody who was in the area would never say that. It was you were inside and you probably got bused to a school in the valley somewhere. You was never around the people of the area, so you don't count.
Hence the disconnect.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, man.
Appreciate it.
Let's get a call. It's the way people say things. You know, if somebody is down by the way they say things, you know, it's not just what someone says, it's just how they say it. So if you trying to use the Crenshaw district as your stripe, but you say I grew up in Crenshaw, you can't use it as a stripe anymore because anybody who grew up in the Crenshaw area in the Crenshaw district would never say that. So stripe taken. You don't get that stripe, homie. But I saw y'all talking about Oshay and the Manosphere stuff. I never watched Oshay in those Manosphere days. Like I wasn't really in tune with his channel back then. I do remember he was cool with Kevin Samuels, but Manosphere content always annoyed me. It was always very annoying. So I didn't even watch Oshay when I remember around the time I started watching Oshay, he would talk about how when he used to be in the Manosphere. That's around the time I picked up on his channel. When he would talk about I used to be in the Manosphere. I used to be. I'm like, okay. Because when he was in that shit, I had no clue. I ain't watched none of them niggas. I ain't watched no Kevin Samuels. I ain't watched no Oshay. I can't even give you names of people. The only reason why I would even know a name about the Manosphere is from watching Oshay videos when he would like talk about Fresh and Fit, when he would talk about some other channels. I don't want to mention the name but that's the only thing I know about the Manosphere. That shit was completely out of my algorithm. Yeah, I didn't know about Anton Danes or somebody. I just seen like his videos pop up, but I can't. Nothing to salute to everybody that's cross-eyed. No, nothing wrong to my cross-eyed brothers, but I can't listen to a cross-eyed nigga that talk as confidently as Anton Daniels. Nigga, your eyes are way too crossed to be that sure of yourself on your point of view. How in the hell can you be that sure of your point of view when your view got 2 points? That nigga Anton Daniels, he take his glasses off and be like, black folks ain't got the time. We ain't got the time to be worried about race. We got to get our economics because we ain't got the time. I'd be like, Salute to the cross-eyed people out there. This isn't a shot at all y'all, but it is a shot at that nigga. Hey, I saw them Indian scammers that look like Larry. And I told y'all, hey Larry, the Department of Justice got your people. That nigga Larry Goodwill, that nigga's a towel head without the towel. Let me see here. Federal raids got a bunch of Larrys. All them niggas look like. I'm looking for some of the pictures, cause all them niggas look like Larry. Here they go. Look at this. All these dudes. Hey Larry, you better keep your ass inside. Man, I'm not about to. Fuck y'all. I'm not about to subscribe. Here we go. Here we go. Know what I see here? I see, because this how Larry don't pronounce his name Larry, he pronounce it Laddie. Well, know what I see? I see Laddie, Laddie, Laddie. Oh, he definitely looks like Laddie. Hey Larry, you should do a mustache like that. Laddie, Larry. Oh, that's definitely Larry right there. That's definitely he 100,000% look like a Larry. That's most definitely a Larry right there. Laddie. See, this is Larry after I beat his ass. Call the wrong phone, Larry. Hey boy, this nigga on stage is how you gonna look when I beat your ass, nigga. One-eyed Laddie. That's this nigga on screen.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
For those of you,
hey man,
this Larry calling this who's on the phone right now. For everybody want to know who's calling in, this guy right here, this Larry, he on the phone.
Hey, if it ain't a picture of a real nigga, then you a liar.
Nigga, the real nigga is me, not thee. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, I don't know if anybody has called in, and I don't, because I've been in and out of the broadcast. But I was just thinking, man. Oshay talking about should we support South America? Didn't we support South America during apartheid, dog?
South Africa.
That's what I mean. Not South America. I meant to say South Africa, not South America.
Oh, I swear, if we was on, I'm about to do my usual follow up. They forgetting that we online.
Hey, they'd have canceled your bitch ass.
Hey, I for sure about to get canceled.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop calling in as much because we be treating this shit like a conversation, getting people to actually watching this shit. You gonna get canceled if you talk the way you talk to me on the phone.
Yep, and then I'm gonna cancel your chin, nigga.
Nah, but dog, wasn't the Black Americans that made that was shining on "We Are the World" and all that shit?
We did that corny ass song, "We Are the World."
Yeah, but it was black Americans who was singing on that, who was shining the most. Them white people sounded weak as hell on that goddamn song.
Yeah, we are the world. We are you.
Get that boy. Dog, leave us the fuck alone, dog. Everybody always need our fucking help with something, dog. Leave us alone. Ain't nobody helping us like that. Leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Stop asking us to help.
But I think what Oshay was really getting at was speaking to them Democrat niggas. If you're going to side with somebody, basically side with the South Africans because of what's going on over there. But you're right about that, us not needing help.
And furthermore, dog, your voice be cracking too much, Oshay, on your broadcast for me to honor any of your goddamn requests. Have you ever done Oshay Duke Jackson? Like this nigga inhales helium all goddamn day and then does broadcast. Nigga, no. Ain't he over in Africa? Ain't the nigga in Africa?
Yeah, he in Africa.
Man, nigga, you help. You already over there. You help.
I think that's all. Like, look, my black ass, I'm staying out of it. But at the same time, it's crazy to see them South Africans are going through what we going through. But I like I was saying this. I was saying to the Nigerians that be complaining about us calling them tethers, would you rather have us calling you tethers or having to deal with what they dealing with over there in South Africa? I think we being nice by calling them tethers, honestly.
Dog, it just boils down to the fact that they can't take no kind of roasting, dog. They take it to heart. Like, that's a dog. Sticks and stones may break my bones, you dumb motherfuckers. Like, hey man, it's a word. Like, it ain't gonna hurt you. It's a fucking word. Me calling you a tether ain't doing shit. It ain't gonna cause no black eye, no broken arm, no none of that shit, dog. Shake it off and scam somebody and stop worrying about what the fuck we say.
He said shake it off and scam somebody. Yo.
Oh, work on your dream shake. I don't know what the fuck. Leave the fuck alone.
Shit. They're right about that. Just like it's just words, though. Sticks and stones, you know. Sticks and stones may break some bones, but the one to kill your bitch ass, Larry. So watch how the fuck you talk to me, nigga.
I will never watch that, dog. I will talk to you like this until the day I leave this earth, dog. You a hoe.
Yeah, but you look like the people that I'm glad your cousins was caught scamming over here. All you Larrys out there.
Hey man, you know what? Fuck you, dog. I'm a foundational Black American who was born in Akron, Ohio, and relocated to Houston, Texas. Shout out all these goddamn Middle Eastern jokes. Make another one, dog, and I promise you that when you see me, dog, I'm gonna beat the fuck out you. Weak ass nigga.
Now you finally you are FBA, foundational Bangladeshi African nigga. That's the fuck you are, nigga.
Okay, all right. Well, you just sealed your fate, dog. Y'all enjoyed the one his broadcast because they're gonna end soon. I'll be in LA pretty soon, so y'all enjoy them. You'll have an old broadcast to watch. I'm finna end this nigga life, dog. And fuck you, Dewan. I'm out, bitch.
Get the fuck out of here. But y'all see I'm not lying, right? Don't Larry look like these niggas. Larry's people. That's why Larry was so mad. Them is his homeboys. He was getting all kind of knockoff jeans. Larry's getting all of his knockoff watches from these cats. Niggas having knockoff Breitlings, knockoff all kind of good ass watches. Rolexes and shit. Don't they look like y'all? Don't these motherfuckers look like Larry? Is it just me? Don't this nigga look like Larry? He look like Larry. This nigga right here. So we see what's going on over there in Africa. We see what's going on over in Africa right now. And we know that Larry's a good FBA, a foundational bitch ass nigga. FBAN, nigga. You want better. This nigga right here. But yeah. Look, y'all could jump into. I'm not jumping into Oshay's personality because he is who he is. What do I always teach y'all? There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. The key to that statement, the key to my statement is to those willing. If you're willing to pick up the game, sometimes you have to look past the messenger, because sometimes the perfect messenger will teach you some bullshit. Everything about their life could be right. They FBA, they got a black wife. You look at Anton Daniels, he FBA, got a black wife, take care of his children. He Christian, That's why people like they like running that Christian shit so much, because they're trying to position themselves to be the perfect messenger. Because people understand that most people are looking for the perfect messenger and not paying attention to the message. So all you gotta do is dress nice, call yourself a Christian, don't cuss, and you can fool a lot of people. And then sometimes you'll get people who and ain't nothing about how they carry themselves and act is the perfect message. I mean, the messenger. But sometimes their message is perfect for the day. Not saying that they're perfect or always going to be right. But you got to focus on the message. That's right, John. This is the home of the profound and the profane. We have both profound and profane here. I will cuss your motherfucking ass out. And he said, "We got Tethers in the chat. Hey Tethers, if you want to see me really get down with how I run my mouth, how about one of y'all call in? Me and Larry are cool, but if any Tethers want to call in and want to verbally joust." What's up, Carl? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Big D1? D1, this is Mustafa.
What's up, Mustafa? What's up, Kenneth Barry in the chat? What up to you, brother? What's going on?
Not much, but I'm just trying to understand the question. Who should we support? FBA or non-FBA?
No. This ain't got nothing to do with FBA. This is the African question. Who should we report? The South Africans or the people that are the South Africans are kicking out? That's who.
No, I think that Black Americans should stay out of it and just respect African issues and not comment or say anything at all. And also,
question. Now I got a question. Why you would say that? I say that because people are in Black American business all day, every day. Why can't we have something to say?
Oh no. You can have literally everything to say, but I'm just saying that you don't understand the inner workings of, the whole system out there.
So for you to, when did you tune in?
I just tuned in like 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. I get it. No, but before you tuned in, Oshay is living in Uganda right now, and he spent time living in Uganda, Kenya, and a lot of time in South Africa. So we were listening to his point of view as somebody who's down there right now, and so that's the whole point of today's show, was to listen to somebody who's in Africa, give his opinions, to say what both sides are doing. And that was the only reason why, personally, I'm with you, brother. I'm saying out this shit. I don't give a fuck what happens down there. I don't. But we were just wanted to listen in to somebody who's down there in Africa as to some of the dynamics going on between people within African nations, within Africa. That's all.
I heard that. And, I understand the point of view. But at the same time, like, I think that, there's a point to be made by South Africans to why they feel like that. Like, you don't think that?
Mm-hmm. No, I get why South Africans feel the way. The South Africans feel a lot like how we feel here in America about people coming in and taking the resources.
Right, exactly. So y'all mirror the same ideology of kicking immigrants out,
Similar ideology, except for with us, only thing we gonna do is call you Tethers. They out there actually in the street whooping ass. They whooping ass. So we ain't doing that.
So in your okay, I give y'all that. At least you guys are humane enough to not take it that further. But also, do you think that an immigrant population is required or not in any, advanced or dominant economy, country or whatnot, like the U.S. or so forth.
What was your question? I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
No, I'm saying, do you think that like an immigrant population is required in a large dominant economy like the U.S., like the United States, or South Africa as they perceive themselves to be, or not?
The immigrants required to do what? Like to pay because of the complaining?
No. Do you require like an immigrant influx?
No, we don't. The reason why immigration is happening here in the United States of America is the same reason why Europeans came through Ellis Island 100 years ago. It's to displace the Black Americans from the economy. The whole point, we live in a racial hierarchy stratification system that is there to economically disenfranchise us. And as long as we were enslaved, slaves didn't get paid. That wasn't a big deal. Now, once slavery ended, and now you got to start paying people, they didn't want us to boost our economy to a certain level, so they started bringing in first the Chinese. I mean, the Europeans, the Germans, and then the Chinese. Then they opened it up to all the Ellis Islanders. The reason why all those people came from Europe was to keep our black asses out of those mason jobs, out of those building jobs, out of those train engineering jobs. That's the only reason why they came, was to keep us economically disenfranchised. And then when the 1965 Immigration Act happened and black people got civil rights and we started making more money and we built up a strong middle class in the 60s and the 70s, they started bringing in immigrants, not just Africans, but Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and all these other races to fill the jobs that we are completely capable of filling. But they bring people in because people from other countries, they work for less, they don't observe the same holidays, and they'll take whatever. If you're here illegally, you'll take whatever abuse America throws your way, because America is a very abusive country and Black Americans don't take abuse. So these jobs want people who will take less money and take abuse. So they import these people in.
So did they succeed in doing that?
Very successful at doing that. They're very successful at doing that.
But how are they successful if still the Black culture, Black American culture, is still whooping ass?
Because we dope as fuck. That's why. We make $1 out of 15 cents. If they don't want to give us a job, we create jazz. If they don't want to give us a job, we create him. We create shit. But that's the exception. What about the Black people who aren't creative? What about the Black person who just wants to be a job at the county clerk house? She can't get a job because she's not Mexican if she lives here in LA. If she can't, a Black dude who can't rap. What if he just wants to be a plumber and be an electrician for the city? He can't get that job as an electrician for the city because the city decided they're only going to hire Mexicans for those jobs. So it's most definitely worked. And that's how gentrification works. The reason why they can gentrify us out of our neighborhoods is because we can no longer afford to live in those neighborhoods, because we can't get the jobs that are going to pay us enough money to afford a house in the neighborhood. So it's most definitely been successful because gentrification is successful. That's the evidence.
Yeah, but my point is like Black culture is successful simultaneously.
Because we don't.
No. I'm saying simultaneously as the way that you were putting things that did not favor Black people. So I'm like, I don't understand if you are being oppressed or not, because you are also thriving. Like, I don't know.
We most definitely we don't identify with the oppression. We identify with how dope we are. That's why we don't. That's white people news that be like, oh, look at how downtrodden the Black people is.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying the white people are oppressing you, but you're also thriving.
But that's the thing. Here's the thing. What you don't understand is, see, what you got to do is, you need to get into Parliament Funkadelic and listen to some Parliament Funkadelic and listen to some Michael Jackson. You'll get the keys. In Parliament Funkadelic, George Clinton say we dancing underwater without getting wet. When you listen to songs We could slide between the molecules of wetness like a seal through e-weed. The oppression is all around us. But he wrote One Nation Under a Groove because he says so wide you can't get around it, so low you can't get under it, so high you can't get over it. But what can you do? You can dance your way through it. And that's our culture. We dance our way through it. It should just look good. But nigga, we tired of dancing. Sometimes we just want to sit down and drink some lemonade and not have to dance through the bullshit all the time. So yeah, until the situation is optimal, we gon' fight.
Or come to Africa, and eat bush meat with me.
Nah, we can't do that, my brother. We can't leave the
doing.
land we built to these Europeans that got here 100 years ago. They can't have what we built. We got to keep this.
This is my point. They don't like us. They hate Africans, and they all want to be FBA.
They hate themselves. Who
hate themselves?
The white folks, the Europeans. They hate
I'm saying you guys don't want to come bond with Africans in Africa and enjoy bushmeat.
I'm not gonna leave a house that I built, man.
No, you are going back anytime you want. Just for a vacation.
No, I'm only going to.
Juan, I would like to see you in a safari in
you know what?
Tanzania.
I do want to go to a safari one day. I definitely want to go down there.
Come through.
I want to spend like 3 weeks in Africa at a safari.
Please
I want to see.
Sir.
I want to see gazelles fuck. I want to see all that, and then I want to come home.
Oh my God!
All right, brother, man. Thanks for giving us a call. I want to go to Africa. I want to see elephants fuck. I went to the San Diego Zoo one time, and this is the only time I'm ever gonna say pause. I was at the San Diego Zoo, and an elephant came by, and that motherfucker had that like the elephant dick was like this long. I was like, man, I want to go on a safari to see elephants fuck, cause homie was giving it to her. It was. I want to see elephants fuck in a safari. Hell yeah, I go to Africa to watch some elephants fuck. No problem at all. That'd be cool. He wasn't even piping her down. He was logging her down. I was like, damn. This elephant had a goddamn redwood tree trunk. Yeah, I want to see that. And then I'm bringing my ass right back to California. But yeah, nah, we ain't leaving. I said those mosquitoes finna look at me like a buffet. Fuck you. Hey, what's up, Kendall? Y'all follow Kendall. Dopest hypnotherapist ever. But yeah, I would go to Africa. I'm gonna watch elephants fuck, and then nigga, I'm gonna hang out with non-tethers. I like Africans. I love Africans. I love Caribbeans. I love people who love themselves. You dig what I'm saying? I love people who love themselves. I refuse to live without AC, clean, stable roads and highways. I mean, I want to go see the pyramids one day. I do. Now I wouldn't be going to Africa talking about this is my homeland. I'll treat Africa the same way I would treat going to Brazil. The same way I would treat going to the Caribbean. The same way I would treat going to Europe or Asia. A dope place to visit before I come back home. I wouldn't be on that. I'm going to return to the motherland, my home. I'm returning to my home, my motherland. I'm returning to my motherland. I ain't doing all that extra shit. I'm just going to go see elephants fuck. Then I'm coming home. This nigga Herc said, I hear the flies have teeth. God damn. Watch. I'm gonna go to Africa and then come back and be like 19 Keys. Be like, we need to invest in the motherland. Yeah. I just went to Africa for 2 weeks and I saw this village that had nigga. I saw this village over there and they had mobile huts, you know what I mean? And they had wheels on the bottom of their mobile huts. So in the summertime when it's dry, they mobile huts go to the lowland where it's cool. And in the wintertime when it's raining, they mobile huts go to the top. All you gotta do is invest with me. Give me $10,000 each, and we can build 15 mobile huts in Mali. I'm gonna be like, nah. Hey, if I come back on some bullshit like that, y'all better check me. I go to Africa, come back. Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw this thing where they had this. They got these laser mosquito getaways. It's like you walk around, and if you invest in Africa, my brother, what we got is you hold it in your hand, and it gives you an auric field, a mosquito buzz. And if you hold the red button, you're going to get a whole aura field, and it's going to buzz. Anytime a mosquito comes within 2 feet of you, it's going to zip. Let's think about that. For every dollar you spend with me in Africa, zip, no more mosquitoes. Zip. I'm having fun. Shit. Come back. Man, Mother Africa. Yeah, brother. I got a mosquito zapper, brother. Every time the mosquitoes come zip. You ain't look, brother, you ain't even gonna know mosquitoes even in Africa. You can be like, what mosquitoes? Somebody gonna come, hey, my brother, you see the mosquitoes? You gonna be like, what mosquitoes, my brother? Zip. See, there go another mosquito right there. Zip. All I need is $5 for 5,000 of y'all people, and you gonna get a zipper too. So when you go to Africa, zip, no more. Because what about when you come to the motherland, you don't want to get by the mosquitoes, zip. Them niggas that be trying to get you to invest in Africa don't be talking about shit, boy. Not all of them. Well, I'm gonna sit down. They don't be talking about a motherfucking thing. You better invest in America, goddamn. You got the whole world investing in the United States. And you got these niggas telling you to invest in Africa. Nigga, is Warren Buffett investing in Africa? Fuck out of here. Yeah. Yeah, we can go to Akon City. But I've had enough. Who knows? I may do a late night live tonight, depending on how I feel. Oh yeah, Bill Gates is investing, all right, but yeah, I don't know if I can morally get into what Bill Gates is investing in. I don't know if I want to be part of that. I ain't trying to have the return on my investment be a whole bunch of babies with AIDS. That's that Bill Gates shit. I'm good on that. I saw Jaylen Brown do a video with 19 Keys. I was like, oh. My good brother, Jaylen Brown. My good brother. My good brother. Who set that up? That's not my business. That's not my business. All right. Y'all have a good one. We out.